You wake up, be president of South Africa tomorrow, what are you changing?
Firstly, the state.
Yeah.
We have a hollowed out state. I mean, what does the Minister of Small Businesses do every day? What does the Minister of Comms do every day? How do you interact with government? Doing an incredible thing here. How do you interact? Does government help you? Is it on your side?
I don't even think they know we
Do you know what I mean?
They don't care.
You know what I mean? So fix it. Fix it. Fix it is all I'm trying to say. Let's build a capable state that is able to deliver on certain things, because any program you adopt from that point requires the capability of the government. You and I must try, boss. If we live here, we can go to any Home Affairs here, try and get an ID. Dololo. You'll spend the whole day, 2 days. That's economically not being productive in a system that can be digitized, helpful. So let's fix the state. And I think that's one of the things that is crucial. The second thing is, it's about jobs, stupid, to Clinton's campaign. Let's do everything that fixes our economy. And for me, one of the things that's crucial is redirect your spending towards economic efficiency so that micro enterprise can thrive. Let's help people. Let's make it easier for people to employ. Let's make it easier for small businesses to happen, so that you can, in economies our size, 80% of the businesses employ between 10 to 20 people.
Sure.
Whereas in this country, we're so obsessed with all of these big businesses and we're hoping for thousands and thousands.
Yes.
No, actually, let's help thousands of people who hire fewer people.
I get you.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
So let's do that. And then let's change this 30% pass rate business. I know I've been like being hammered. I know you can pass at more. No. Which child must pass at 30%?
Yeah.
Would you, if I got you into an Uber now,
Yeah.
and the Uber driver says, brother, I only know 30% of the road signs. Are you in there? Like, are you like going, yes, we can? Right? Like, I'm like, ah. So the truth is, we got to fix our education system, not only from changing the pass rate point of view, but ensuring that actually we've got teachers who do full days of teaching, making sure learners actually can read and write by the age of 10. So that's fixing ECD, making sure that our math, science, technology, and English, so the STEM subjects, we help those kids be able to succeed in that regard. Because if we don't focus on that, we are not only robbing kids of jobs of today, we're robbing them of jobs of the future. Because what you guys are doing here now, when I was at school, no one told me I could host a podcast. Was never thought of.
It didn't exist.
But you know how to work a Mac, you know how to do recording. These guys are doing sound engineering. They're doing all sorts of things. These are new jobs. And I'm saying, well, what's coming next? What's coming next? And how do we help young people participate in that economy? Let's focus on that. I can go through other things, but those are for me. And then lastly, obviously, I've lamented a lot about the safety of this country. And one of the things I'm very keen to do is to say, let's stop having a national SAPS, because SAPS at a national level means that when you go to a police station, the accountability isn't lowest to the ground, which means someone can bribe the cop or someone can make your file disappear, all of those things. Let's decentralize the police, merge them with Metro, so that Haulitsotsi and you cause kak in the city, we can lock you up.
Yeah.
Right? I think those for me would be priorities that we'd focus on. Because in a safe country with educated people and an economy that's growing, I think we've got the basis to really move South Africa forward.
You know what my thing is with politics? I hate politics, man. Because there's so many people like yourself and other politicians who have great ideas, dog. But once they get in there, nothing ever changes. It's like, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, nothing ever changes, bro.
Nothing.
Like, if you get in there tomorrow, would you implement any change?
Of course.
Would you not eat? Yeah? With all that power. They always get them eat.
You know what I mean?
Essentially.
Yeah. And citizens are correct to be annoyed about that. You should be. You are right. You're right to call out the stuff about politicians not actually doing what they're meant to do. But imagine if you got in and you had the fear of getting out soon. Because when I talk about electoral reform, the reason why politicians get in and eat is because they don't fear the voter.
They're comfortable.
You know what I mean? They're not scared of you. They're not scared that you're going to wake up tomorrow morning and say, "Hi, Mus, we gave you 3 years or we gave you 2 years." Because change doesn't, it's not like this. But let's say we give you 2-3 years. In the 3 years, we say, Musi, you're not doing anything, boss. We're going to move a motion for you to be removed. As citizens, we can do that. And then I would be recalled by the citizens. Now, that's why direct elections are important. Because at this point in time, we all vote for a party, and then the party deploys who they like, and then after 5 years, they come back to you with a food parcel, and then you go, "Oh, great, let's start again, let's vote again." But what I'm saying is, let's invert the triangle. Let's not put politicians at the top, let's put citizens at the top, and make sure people can account. Because at this point in time, no one accounts to anybody. So to your point, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Politics is messed up, man.
Yeah,
I get it. The reason I walked out of Parliament wasn't the DA in many ways. Because I said to President Ramaphosa, I said, "Chief, the people out there, you're not talking to them, you're not talking about them.
Yeah.
When the next time they come here, they're going to set this place on fire." And the riots in July last year were exactly about
100%.
that.
Yeah,
It was people going, "We want to show you that we want our power back." For right or wrong reasons. You can debate the issue after that. But so what I'm trying to get at is, when it's said and done, you got to force me to listen to you, not you listen to me. And we must pass laws that make it possible for me to hold you accountable, to make sure that actually when it's said and done, there's nothing I do that doesn't fear you. Because in other democracies, you screw up, people vote you out. In this country, you screw up, you get promoted. That's a problem.
I think as it's point, like when I look at all the parties, there's just too many parties out there. And, you've got your organization, Herman Mashaba's got his own thing going on. To me, it feels like everybody's just fighting for a seat. And like you say, you're going to run in the next elections. But it feels like ANC, DA won't even feel anything a dent because all the other votes are just spread amongst all your small parties.
That's a good question. I think one of the things that we've got to do is make it less and make the people who agree work together so that we can make a bigger alternative. But here's the proof point. To me, I'm saying I'm not trying to build another bus. I'm trying to build Uber. And by that, I mean, let's put candidates who come from communities who you can dictate to what they want to do so that they can represent you in Parliament. That's what I'm trying to do. So it's not like just simply going around going, let's just start another party for a party's sake. Let's create a movement. If I can say to young people, even in this room, guys, this is your country. All we need is 3.5 million votes to bring about the change. Because yes, politics doesn't always deliver on everything, but change has its own dividends. And we've got to change the system. So let Uber compete, but we've got to ensure that communities are at the top, because when we do that, we stop having too many parties. We actually have leaders in communities. Boss, the riots last year, which leader went to the community and said, "Hey, Batu, calm down"?
Fikile Mbalula came.
Oh, yeah, Fikile. What Jabulani Mall, we saw him.
Yeah,
we were there. He was
in
there
what
on the
capacity?
ground.
Well, you could tell he was told to go there.
Exactly. Me, I'm saying, let the person who was elected from Soweto be there.
Yeah.
Because once Charlotte Maxeke just burned down the road. Charlotte Maxeke. Who said anything? Who's accountable for that? But here's the problem. You've got a hospital that is no longer working, at least is overflowing in capacity, but no one is saying anything, boss. So all I'm saying to you is, this is our country. Don't feel like you are disempowered. Get back and let's collectively together say, let's do what we need to do.
What do you think about the role of like white monopoly capital? What's your take on that?
It's a challenge. It's a challenge. I think the sentiment you are referring to is when an economy is locked in a few hands. Okay. I've set up a social impact fund precisely because we're trying to break monopolism, and we've got to ensure that you can't. The easiest way I can say it is, let's not allow that person who owns the restaurant to also own the distribution company that delivers the food to the restaurant and the farm, that makes the food at the restaurant. Their value chain is, so let's create industries that can compete in that. Let's make sure that I'm strong on equity.
Yeah.
I think participation is the issue in that. Let's reset. So like there are a couple of things that for a short-term intervention, I've asked for a national venture capital fund so that black businesses can benefit from that and participate in the economy. And the second thing that I've said is, look, if your parents didn't go to university, let the state fund your university. Because if we do that, let's get you involved, because that is a clear demonstration of the fact that we're trying to change. And then even on the farming thing, man, I've been thinking a lot about how we do it. And one of the things I've been trying to think is, if you're a black farmer, we must give you cheap finance or easier finance to access. For white farmers, they must go and compete for market share in market like anyone else would. But what we then do is, if you're a partnership between those two things, you can qualify in a medium scale so that we can actually break down the fact that we want more people to participate. That's what we want to do.
Wow. Most of my mind is, sorry, man, you got to go because like we only have you for 40, 45 minutes.
Oh, snap.
He's got to catch a plane. But you can't leave before I ask you this because it's a very important question.
Kaiser Chiefs.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Kosi for life.
Do you like Shimza's
quadruple.
new single?
Spinning the turntables.
Shimza dropped a new single.
Yes,
Do you like it?
No, I don't. It spins the turntables, that one. No.
What music are you listening to? Who do you listen to?
Right now, I listen to a whole range.
Yeah.
I'm just starting to get back into a lot of kind of like Afro jazz.
Okay.
So I'm starting to hang back into that, harking back.
Yeah.
I went through a whole thing about rap, so I was listening to it a little bit.
Who are you listening to?
I listen to different things. I mean, remember we grew up on Tupac.
Yeah.
Right?
Biggie.
So people like,
Yeah.
I suppose part of what Drake and the team are doing, that's super. But now I'm literally, if you were to check my iPod now,
iPod.
Good generational thing, but
Bro,
iMusic.
Hey, man. How old are you?
Give me a hold, iPhone near my tongue. I had the first one of the first one. I listen to a whole genre of things, and then I'll close with this, because this is the sad bit. You'll never know.
Yeah.
Your phone becomes the entity of your kids, so I have to listen to Sing.
Yeah.
Sing, all that music from Sing 2, so that's been hectic.
So you don't listen to any local rappers like Black Heat, Nasty C, those guys?
I try, but I must be honest, on another scale, I do listen, but not enough. I'll be fair enough, because in truth, I read a lot. I listen to a lot of audibles.
What are you reading right now?
Right now, I'm reading a book called Exodus by Paul Collier, which is about immigration and immigration laws. But I read 4 or 5 books at the same time. So,
Jeez.
no, you have to keep going, because I get bored with. It's like, but all of us do it for other medium. I mean, you watch television. You don't watch just one channel. You Molo Shebile, Jola 99, and then you switch to sport. You like got all things going on. I find the same with books. So I listen to Paul Collier. I listen to 3 Big Economies. I listen to Think Like a King, a book written by a friend of mine, and then I'm busy working on my own book.
Yeah, nice.
So there's a lot of that kind of work happening, and then so I'll try and read a fair balance. So some policy stuff. I'm working on "Oh Wretched of the Earth" by Frantz Fanon.
Wow.
So it's a like I read. I read.
Yeah.
So I read, listen to a bit of music, and then tweet what I like.
What's your book about? About yourself?
Yeah, it's called Believe in Tomorrow, and it really is about this country, where it's going to go, and maybe you want to find out a little bit more about the disappointing alliance.
Ooh.
Oh, DA.
So you're coming back before you drop the book. No, you got to come back.
Anytime. It's a great privilege and a pleasure to be here. I respect what you guys do.
Thank you so much, man.
I want you to do well.
If you were like in government, how would you interact with this podcast? Because it asks if government is doing anything with us or for us.
Well, firstly, I think everyone So if President Maimane was here, I'd make sure that every time you want to gain access to any minister in government, they must be here.
Oh, wow.
Simple, right?
And that's it. Why is that important? Because you can't hide from the people. Pitch. You might ask me, you're going to ask me difficult questions. You'll ask me about this one, ask me about that one. That's okay. But I'm a public representative. I don't represent myself. Come and take me apart.
Yeah, and bring the money. We need the money.
Oh, the money, yeah. We need the bags.
Hey, man, we are here podcasting. Cheers. Boom. Thank you so much, Mr. My Money. Thank you.
Superstar, man.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alostro.
Ramosi. Alostro.